A very good morning, class 11th. This is your subject physical education, and today we are going to start the new chapter, which is chapter number 5. The name of the chapter is yoga, and this is your lecture number 1. And in this lecture we are going to talk about the meaning and importance of yoga, right? So first we are going to start with the meaning of yoga. So what do you exactly understand by the word yoga? See, yoga came from a Sanskrit word, which is yuj. This is a J, okay? So yoga came from a Sanskrit word. The word is yuj, and this word means to unite or to join. Or to join. So yoga is something which means uniting things or joining two different things, right? So that is the whole meaning of yoga, right? So when you talk about yoga, it is a union of individual soul with the divine soul. So when we talk about yoga, so it is a union, as I said, to unite or to join. It is a union of individual soul with the divine soul, the supreme soul, right? So with the divine soul. Okay. So yoga, just don't get confused. Okay. So yoga is something which came from the word Sanskrit word, which means yuj, and yuj means to unite or to join. And then when you talk about that unity or that union of things or joining two things, and here we talk about individual soul, the human soul, the individual soul with the soul of supreme, someone who has this highest soul in the world, right? So the divine or that supreme soul. So there is a union between the two souls. As in Hindi, it is said about Atma and Param Atma, the God, right? So it is a union of these two souls. Okay. So yoga, when we talk about yoga, so you can also say that it is a unification of physical, mental, intellectual and spiritual aspects of human beings. So it is a unification where we are uniting. Unification of physical, mental, intellectual and spiritual aspects of a human being. So you unite all your aspects, the physicality, the body of an individual, right? Mind, right? Your intelligence, right? And the spirit, your soul. So there is a unity between all these different aspects of an individual, right? You unite all them together so that you can have a different human being altogether, right? Though there are different, this is the meaning. So I'm just giving you the meaning all over again, that yoga is something which is the union of two souls, the individual souls and the divine or the supreme soul. Or you can say it is a unification of the physical, the mental, intellectual, spiritual aspect of an individual or of a human being. Now there are several different definitions which are given in the book, and all those definitions are very easy, small definitions, and I am just writing the Patanjali's definition, which is given by the Patanjali. Okay, so Patanjali's definition is checking the impulses of minds, okay, is yoga. So it is checking the impulses of mind and this is your yoga. That you understand what all is going on in the mind. You check all the impulses, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, everything. Okay, that is the check. Okay, and there are several other definitions also. You can go through those definitions from the book. And again, I will say that whenever you learn a definition, understand the definition, learn it, and always pick up the definition which you find to be the most easiest for you to understand and learn. Right? Okay. So now we are going to move towards the importance. The very first importance of yoga, I'm just writing yoga also, importance of yoga. First is your physical purity. See, when you talk about yoga, basically, now you might be thinking, why purity, why you are not talking about the strength or health or anything. Why? Because in yoga there are different type of Shuddhi Kriyas which are done, right? And in yoga we talk about our not only how we look from outside but how we feel from inside also. All our systems, the digestive system, your throat, your respiratory system, each and every system is purified while doing different kriyas in yoga, and those kriyas are the Shuddhi Kriyas. In the chapter we are going to further talk about Shuddhi Kriyas, so I am just not going deep into it, we will be talking about it later on. So there are different Shuddhi Kriyas, right? Right, for example, there is Neti, Dhauli. There are different Shuddhi Kriyas which not only, bring that cleanness from outside but also from inside. I'll just give you an example. You might have seen people, pouring that water in one of the nostril and then take it out from the other nostril, right? You might have seen it in the in YouTube or somewhere. So what they do is they just, this is how they are going to clean that from the nose, the whole, it from the inside, right? And the same way there are several different other Shuddhi Kriyas which are actually performed. Okay, so the physical purity is very important and which is done because of yoga, as many of the programs or kriyas which are done in yoga makes you pure from inside also, as it cleans it. Next is it cures, and there is this prevention of diseases. It cures and prevent disease. See, yoga has different aspects. There are different kind of asanas which are performed. Now there are these asanas, then there is samadhi, right? And there are several other aspects which again I'll just say that there are different elements of yoga, and because of those different aspects of yoga, the elements of yoga, it helps you in curing and preventing diseases, because it increases or it enhances or improves the functioning of different organs. Okay. It also increases the strength of different body parts, of the muscles, of bones, of the different systems, the organs in your body. So it also enhances the strength. And as you know that if all the systems or the bodily systems or the organs are going to have a good functioning, they'll work efficiently, they will become more strengthened. So what will happen, that you will have less chances of getting any kind of illness or disease. So yoga is also helpful in curing different diseases. If you have disease, it might be disease, it might be related to the physicality of the body, like if you have any kind of deformity, a physical deformity like kyphosis, scoliosis, then it can be cured. If you have asthma, if you have obesity, if you have diabetes, if you have hypertension, all these kind of lifestyle diseases can also be cured. And obviously, if on a continuous basis you are going to perform yoga on an everyday basis, as I said, you are going to prevent all these diseases also, right? Okay. The third point is it reduces the mental stress. Reduces mental stress. See, why an individual do have this stress? Why? Because we keep on thinking about that thing on a longer period of time, and we continuously focus on that particular bad thing or the thing which gives you stress. So when we perform yoga, we do meditation, we do this dhyan, and we have several other things also which we perform in yoga, not only the asanas, but yes, different aspects of yoga as well. So they not only enhances us physically, but yes, it also enhances us mentally. So we become mentally strong when we perform yoga, right? Our mind strengthens, right? And as I said that we keep on thinking about the stressful things. So if you are going to perform yoga on an everyday basis, you are going to have the focus on the asanas or the exercises which are related to your yoga. So your mind will be diverted from the stressful situations, right? So because of yoga, because of meditation, the focus increases, the concentration of an individual increases. That's why you're going to be mentally strong, and it will help you in reducing the mental stress of yours. Okay. The next point is healthy body. See, performing any kind of exercise is going to enhance, and you're going to have a healthy body. And same goes with yoga also. You are going to have a well-balanced body. Okay. So you are going to have a well-balanced body. You will be physically fit because you are performing yoga, different asanas on an everyday basis. You want to be physically fit. Okay. Sorry. And you will be healthy. You will be free from diseases. As we have already talked about it, that because of yoga, it helps you in curing and preventing you from the diseases. So obviously you are going to be free from all different kind of diseases. So well balanced body, the body in which the fat accumulation would not be there, the lean body weight would be more, as we have talked about the body composition in the last chapter, right? So the body composition will be good. You will be physically fit, you will be free from diseases. So obviously you are going to have a good and a healthy body. Point number 5 says that it helps you in relaxing. So it helps in provides relaxation. This is the point number 5. It provides okay. So it helps you in providing relaxation, as you don't feel any kind of stress, tension while doing it. Okay, so it provides you good relaxation as we perform pranayams or we perform meditation, and then we have different kind of relaxative asanas also. So asanas are of different types. There is corrective asanas, then there is relaxative asanas. So there are different asanas which are going to make you feel relaxed. Like for example, there is Shavasana, if you have heard it. So Shavasana helps you in relaxing, right? Same way there is different one aspect of Yog Nidra also, which makes you feel relaxed, right? So there are different kind of asanas which are going to make you feel relaxed, not only physically, but also mentally, right? You will feel less of stress, and you are going to feel no tension, mentally, physically and mentally. Okay. So your body will be relaxed, calm. Okay, all your body parts will be like calm. Your muscle will be loosened up when you perform different relaxative asanas, and it will also going to relax you mentally. You are not going to have any kind of stress or tension if you continuously perform yoga on an everyday basis. See, it is very important to perform yoga on an everyday basis to have all these importances. The next is with maintain the correct body posture. It helps you in maintaining the correct body posture. Okay. So, see, anatomically there is a body posture made, right? And you need to have a good body posture. So, when you perform different asanas, it will going to cure if you have any kind of deformity. It will prevent you from having any kind of deformity, as I earlier also said. So, there will be no deformity. And if there will be no deformity, then obviously you are going to have a good and a correct body posture. The way you stand, how the hand should be, the way you walk, what kind of a walk you need to have, right? How you need to sit. So when you sit, you walk, or you just stand, that is a body posture. So when you perform different asanas, it will help you in having less of the deformities, and it is going to correct the kind of the body posture one needs to have. Next is yoga can be performed easily. So it is something which is performed in a very easy way. It is not very tough to be performed. So it is here point number 7, that yoga can be performed easily. Can be performed easily. Okay, see, I am not talking about all the advanced level asanas, but yes, they are very basic asanas which can be performed. So yoga is not only just about the asanas, so it is like the asanas which are performed can be easily done. If I am asking you to do dhyan or meditation, which is one of the element of yoga, then again, that meditation, I am not asking you to do it for hours or for whole day. Yes, but meditation, but yes, meditation can be done for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So yoga, all the elements of yoga can be performed easily. It is something which is very easy, and still if you find it difficult, you can have different aspects also. There are several asanas which are very easy to be performed, and it can be done without using any kind of equipment also. You don't need to have equipment, you just need to have a floor or a ground where you can perform asana. So it is very easy to be performed. You don't need much things, much equipments to do that. And all the asanas and meditations can be performed in a easier way. Next point, which is point number 8, that there is this spiritual development. Okay, see, there will be this spiritual development. Okay, your spirit is going to have, like, it will be developed, and there will be a good sense of intelligence. There will be good sense of different religions. There will be a good sense of understanding your own soul and spirit. So there will be a spiritual development in an individual, where an individual is going to feel connected, right? Feels connected, mentally, strong, or you should say, more powerful within, right? From inside. I'm not talking about the physical power, but yes, from inside, the willpower, you can say, the willpower. Okay, so all these developments will be there if we are going to perform yoga on an everyday basis. Next point is it increases flexibility. flexibility, you understand that it is a range of motion of joints. And you might have seen a lot of people performing asanas, though in the school also we used to perform asanas in the morning assemblies, and also there is this stretching exercises. A kind of stretching exercise is asana. Okay. So it stretches your muscles. It also enhances the flexibility, the range of motion. Like if you are bending forward for a Paschimottanasana, or if you are just raising your hand up for a Tadasana, if you are bending sidewards for a Trikonasana. So all these stretching or bending exercises are going to enhance your flexibility, the range of motion, whatever it is. But we know that yoga is to be performed where you perform various different kinds of stretching exercises, which are known as asanas basically. So all these asanas are going to help you in enhancing your range of motion or the flexibility. The next point is it reduces obesity. As in the starting only I said that it helps you in reducing so many lifestyle diseases, and obesity is one of the lifestyle disease. Okay, so it reduces obesity. What is obesity? Obesity is the excess weight of an individual. That person is said to be as obese when an individual do have this excess weight, right? So it helps you in reducing obesity. It helps you in eliminating body fat. So it helps you in eliminating extra body fat. Right? It helps you in controlling the body weight, maintaining or controlling. Can maintain or control the weight, the body weight. Okay. Okay. So if you are going to perform yoga or asanas on a everyday basis, it will help you in reducing obesity, and obesity is the excess weight, and yoga is going to help you in eliminating washing off the extra body fat, okay, and it also helps you in maintaining or in like controlling the body weight which you are exactly having. Next, it improves the health of an individual. Okay. So it improves health. See, if the body functioning would be good, as I said earlier also, so if the functioning of different organs is good, so I'm just saying that organs working properly, right? You have good physical fitness. Okay. And what will happen is that you are going to have a good health also, because you are not going to fell ill. You are not going to have different diseases, and you are going to have a very healthy lifestyle if you are going to perform yoga on an everyday basis. The last importance of yoga is, it enhances moral and ethical value. Will this? It enhances moral and ethical value. Okay. So it enhances your morality towards the society, towards different things. It makes you more ethical, right? Your ethics, the logics, the way you perform, the way you feel, your emotions, your morality towards the society, the moral values which one should have, being polite, being good towards things, helpful nature. So all those are going to be enhanced, because you will be feeling less stressed, and you are going to have a good morale and good values in you. Okay. So now the homework for this lecture. Question number 1 is define yoga. Question number 2, explain any 3 importance of yoga. Okay, this is the homework for today, and this is the end of your lecture. Thank you.